All right, everybody. Today is November 9th. That means we are on chapter 9 of the November Proverbs Challenge. We went over chapter 8 yesterday, which was wisdom calls for a hearing. So today I'm going to start on chapter 9. Chapter 9 verse 1 says, wisdom has built her house. She has carved it 7 columns. She has prepared great banquet, mixed the wines, and set the table. She has sent her servants to invite everyone to come. She calls out from the heights overlooking the city. Come in with me, she urges the simple. To those who lack good judgment, she says, come eat my food and drink the wine I have mixed. Leave your simple ways behind and begin to live. Learn to use good judgment. Anyone who rebukes a mocker will get an insult in return. Anyone who corrects the wicked will get hurt. So don't bother correcting mockers, they will only hate you. But correct the wise and they will love you. Instruct the wise and they will be even wiser. Teach the righteous and they will learn even more. Fear of the Lord is the foundation of wisdom. Knowledge of the Holy One results in good judgment. Wisdom will multiply your days and add years to your life. If you become wise, you will be the one to benefit. If you scorn wisdom, you will be one to suffer. The woman named Folly is brash. She is ignorant and doesn't know it. She sits in her doorway on the heights overlooking the city. She calls out to men going by who are minding their own business. Come in with me, she urges the simple. To those who lack good judgment, she says, stolen water is refreshing. Food eaten in secret tastes the best. But little do they know that the dead are there. Her guests are in the depths of the grave. So, I'm going to go over the observation and the interpretation real quick. I've already read them and then I'll just give you my thoughts on it. Throughout the book of Proverbs, the wise and the righteous are described as eager to receive instruction. People show their character by their responses to instruction and correction. The wise receive guidance and become wiser, while the foolish reject it and become more foolish. The word correction encompasses both teaching what is right and pointing out what is wrong. The book of Proverbs tells us that some people will never listen to correction, but those who fear the Lord and have a relationship with Jesus should live lives that are characterized by a teachable spirit. This will show itself in our humility, our acceptance of others' input, our submission to authority, and our willingness to be held accountable. So, have you ever, I'm sure anybody hearing this knows somebody that regardless of how wrong they are, they don't ever want to hear it. If they're corrected in any way, it's people are picking on them. They try to justify it with, oh, everybody hates me, everybody's being mean to me, and they just never want to learn from their mistakes. They never want to take that constructive criticism. This verse and a lot of Proverbs will tell you the wise people that are smart will listen to that instruction. You got to take instruction from other people that know better than you, that are wiser than you, that are older than you. And even if they're not older than you, but maybe they're wiser than you in a certain thing. Maybe they've gone through a certain thing that you haven't gone through, and now that you're going through it, they're like telling you, hey, this is the best way I've found to do it. Whether it's in your work or just in everyday life. I am a big proponent of not following instructions or not listening a whole lot to people that aren't in places where I don't want to be. But you got to realize when somebody is smarter than you in certain subjects, I'm not saying if they're just outright just smarter people than you, but if they're smarter than you in certain things, or they're better than you, maybe they're in a higher position at work or in a position of leadership in your job, and they go and correct you on something, even if you think that you're doing it the right way and that maybe their correction is wrong, before you just completely dismiss it, stop and think about, well, maybe they just know an easier way to do it. Maybe they're just trying to help me out, instead of always going on the defense. Because a lot of people, and it's like it says, anyone who rebukes a mocker will get an insult in return. I think a lot of people play that mocker role where even though they're not a mocker, but their self-confidence is doubted when people try to correct them and they don't want to listen. So don't be that person. Be the person. Be very diligent. Ask God for the discernment to know when somebody's leading you the right way or leading you astray. But I think it's always good, especially if somebody's in a point of authority over you, to kind of stop and sit back and at least listen to what they say. And if there's good reason for what you're doing, you can always tactfully respond with, well, this is why I did it this way, or this is what I think. But hear them out and listen to why they're telling you to do it their way. And that goes in just different areas of life. I was using work as an example, but you can use that in all aspects of your life. Tomorrow is going to be the Proverbs of Solomon on chapter 10. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.